Welcome back to the live, y'all. This reaction is on Maya Kowalski, nurse. She decided to testify of what the things that she done, that her job was to do with Maya.
Yeah, 2005.
Okay, and tell us to take us up through your employment up to joining All Children's.
I started working at All Children's in 2010.
Okay, prior to 2010, where did you work?
I worked at a hospital in Ocala, Florida. It was called Monroe Regional Center at the time, but it's a different name now.
Okay, and you worked in that hospital
Yes.
as an RN?
Yes.
Okay, all right. You are a pediatric nurse.
Correct.
Tell the jury why you felt called to be a pediatric nurse.
Well, so my brother was born with a hypoxic brain injury, which led him to have cerebral palsy, which is CP. And growing up, he just was sick a lot. He was in the hospital a lot, multiple doctor's visits. But throughout his life, the nurses were always really kind to him and my family, and they always took really good care of him. His home health nurses did as well, and I just knew I wanted to do what they were doing. I wanted to take care of children. I wanted to take care of kids. I wanted to help them like the way they helped my brother. So that's the reason why I wanted to be a pediatric nurse.
So thank you for sharing that.
And he's passed away, so that was many, many years ago.
So you started All Children's in 2010?
Yes.
And were you on the seventh floor?
Yes.
Okay. And remind the jury, they've heard of it, remind the jury what type of floor is the seventh floor, what type of patients?
It's a surgical neurosciences unit.
And for how long were you on the seventh floor?
12 years.
Okay. So it's fairly recently that you changed your position?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the reason for the change?
I just had a change in life and I needed to be more available to my daughter, to take her to school and pick her up. That's not feasible with a 12-hour shift. So I had to find another job to be able to do that.
So back in 2016, 2017, what shift were you working?
It's the day shift.
And is that 12 hours, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.?
Yes.
Okay. Let me just ask you a couple of questions with respect to 7th. Is it 7 North or is it just 7?
It's 7 North.
7 North, that's what I thought. Okay, with respect to 7 North, are there some rooms that have video cameras in them?
There is.
Are those just the EEG special rooms?
Yes.
With respect to regular patient rooms, do they have video cameras in them?
No.
Do you recall a social worker by the name of Kathy Beatty?
Yes.
Did you have much familiarity with Miss Beatty?
Only with the patient I took care of.
Okay. All right. And I think we mentioned this, but on January 6, 2017, were you in fact assigned to be the bedside nurse for Maya Kowalski?
Yes.
Okay. Describe for the jury the duties or what your duties were as a bedside nurse.
As a bedside nurse, my job and my duty is to take care of my patient. That could involve in following the doctor's orders, the plan of care for the patient, administer medications, assist with ADLs, which is activities of daily living, helping with procedures, and be an advocate for the patient and family, just whatever the patient needs.
With respect to your duties as a bedside nurse, would you sometimes have to assist patients either with dressing or bathing or other issues like that?
Yes.
Tell the jury, what was your goal with respect to protecting the modesty or dignity of your patients when you would have to assist with those types of activities?
Do you mean do you mean my patients in general?
Well, in general, and then we'll get to mine.
Okay. to protect their modest. I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Sure, sure. So if you had to help a child either undress or bathe or assist them in those types of intimate type of things, what would you do, or how would you try to protect their modesty and their dignity?
Okay. I would make sure that they are covered. If I couldn't get them into like the bathroom, or if there was someone else in the room, I would ask them to leave. But I would make sure they're covered, and I would just protect their privacy.
Do you recall on January 6, 2017, that Maya Kowalski was going to be being discharged from the hospital to go to court?
Yes.
Can we bring up Joint Exhibit 1001, 1572? No, 1572. Thank you. Oh, was it there? There it is. Freeze it. Okay. So, do you see your name on there, Miss Alcide? Let's see. Just above the continuous infusions, that line above there, it says result comment. Maybe you could highlight that for us.
Continue.
The second
I see my
paragraph.
name, but not where continuous infusion.
No. I was just directing.
Yes, I do see my name under medication administration.
Okay. I'm looking a little bit further down. It says 1/6/2017, 1056. There we go. Thank you.
Okay.
Under the result comment, it says Alicia D. Alcide. Is that you?
Yes.
And then it says patient discharged with uncle per court order will be readmitted today. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall, in fact, that Maya was going to court with her uncle today?
Yes.
Okay. And so this is at 10:58. Does that mean that's the time that she actually left, or on or about that time? That's why you charted it?
I can't say that's when she left. From me, this looks like a medication record, and just going by my documentation, I'm charting that I did not give her the flu vaccine
Okay.
because she was going to court.
Okay. But in any event, at some time that morning, the patient had left with her uncle to go to court.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Prior to her leaving, were you requested by Miss Beatty to assist with some photographs?
Yes.
Tell us what you recall about that.
Objection, off narrative.
Sustained.
Tell us what you recall about what Miss Beatty requested of you.
She asked me to assist to take some photos of Maya
Okay. All right. Where did these photographs take place?
in her room.
In Maya's room.
Yes.
So Maya was not moved to another room in order to take the photos?
Objection, leading.
Sustained.
Was Maya moved to another room to take the photos, or were they taken in her room?
I don't recall her being moved to another room to take pictures.
So your best memory is they were taken in her room?
Objection,
Correct.
leading.
Correct.
What did you have any concerns or thoughts of concerns when Ms. Beatty asked you to come in and assist with taking photos?
No,
And why not?
I just didn't think it didn't seem like a concern to me at the time.
Were you aware that Maya was there under a shelter order?
Yes.
Have you had experience with other kids being placed in the hospital under any type of dependency or shelter orders?
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Sure. In your experience as a nurse on 7 North, have you seen or been aware of other children that have been on that floor as a result of either shelter or dependency orders?
Yes.
Are you aware of other children where photographs have been taken?
Objection, relevance.
Sustained.
With respect to Maya Kowalski's photographs, did your prior experience with, let me start that. Did you have prior experience with other children being photographed?
Objection.
Sustained.
All right, so let's go to what actually occurred. Do you have detailed memories of what happened?
No.
Okay, but let's talk about what you do recall, all right? First of all, let me bring up trial exhibit 2604006. Okay, so this is I think stipulated, a picture taken on January 6, 2017, before Maya Kowalski went to court. Are you in that picture?
Those are my hands.
Those are your hands. Okay, all right. And I see that Maya is in pink shorts, and I think what's been referred to as either a training bra.
Objection. Leading.
I want just, okay,
That one's okay.
thank you. Do you see that Maya is in pink shorts and what would be referred to as a training bra or athletic bra?
Yes.
Okay, all right. With respect to your involvement when you entered the room, who would be the person that would assist Maya in getting undressed?
The bedside nurse, which would be me.
And with respect to the photographs that were taken that day, that morning, do you have any recollection of either you or Miss Beatty holding Maya down?
No.
Do you have any recollection of Maya screaming or yelling no?
No.
If Maya had been screaming or yelling no, would you recall that?
Yes, I would recall that.
If you had held her down, would you remember that?
Yes, I would remember that.
If Miss Beatty had held her down, would you remember that?
Yes.
All right. So with respect to photographs that were taken that day, you would have left at 7 p.m.?
Yes.
Objection.
Well-
Leading.
Yeah, my shift was from 7 a to 7 p.
Okay. So if there were photographs taken after Maya returned that day, you wouldn't know about that, correct?
Objection. Leading.
Could you repeat the question?
Sustained on the leading.
Okay. Do you recall whether or not Maya had returned prior to you leaving for the day?
I don't remember.
Okay, all right, that's fine. All right. Can we put up trial exhibit 2604004? Is that your hand?
No.
With respect to, can we put up side by side 2604006 and 2604004? Okay. So do you notice the difference in clothings in the photograph?
Yes.
Okay. So can you describe the difference that you're observing?
In one picture, she has on a shirt or jacket with colorful top underneath, and the other picture, she has on pink shorts and a white sports bra.
Okay. So, and then that's not your hand in the 20041, the one on the left.
No, that's not my hand.
Okay. There's been an assertion in this case, Ms. Alcide, that after the photos were taken with the pink shorts and the white bra, that you then stripped Maya, exposed Kathy Beatty, and put her in a different bra. Did that occur?
No.
And how do you know that?
I would not. What do you mean? What do you mean by expose?
That you stripped Maya naked, half naked, and Kathy Beatty was standing there watching you do it?
I would protect my patient and cover her up.
That's not something you would do.
No.
Do you recall, in fact, helping Maya change into an outfit to go to court?
Yes.
Do you recall what that outfit was?
I don't recall exactly what it looked like, but it was a dress or skirt, something of that type.
Okay, all right. So let's put up 2604018 and 2604008 next to each other, please. Do you see those photographs, Ms. Alcide?
Yes.
Okay, so in those photographs, again, she's wearing different shorts, different bra, correct? Compared.
Objection, leading.
I'm going to overrule that one.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Now, I do notice that there is in the 2604018, there appears to be a stuffed monkey of or something. Do you see that?
Yes.
Would that indicate to you that this was Maya's room?
Yes.
Okay,
Objection,
All right.
foundation predicate. Overruled.
all right. Let's bring up 2604011 and 2604016. Okay. So do you see the difference, any difference in that photograph with respect to the blue blanket?
Yes.
And what do you see is different?
In one photo, well, the photo on the right, it's like it's neat. The photo on
Did you meet with the defense lawyers about your testimony?
I did meet with them, yes.
How long?
An hour, 30 minutes,
And before that, how many times?
none.
That was the first time?
Yes.
Any phone conversations?
We did have one phone conversation,
How long?
30 minutes.
Okay. Now, you, up to this point of Maya, you had never heard of a child having their clothes taken off for photos, had you?
Can you please repeat
Sure.
that?
Sure. Prior to this event with Maya Kowalski, you'd never heard of a child having their clothes taken off of them for photographs. All right. So you have heard of children having their clothes taken off?
What do you mean by heard?
I mean, like Maya's taking all of her clothes except for short shorts and a bra off, like that. You do remember that happening before or not?
Yes.
Okay. With taking, do you remember your deposition of, August 24th, 2023?
Yes, I remember some of it, yes.
And you were sworn to tell the truth at that point?
Yes.
And that was what? How many months ago? Several months ago, yes. Is it true at that point you could never remember?
Excuse me.
Yes, page 28, line 19. This was the only time in your career you had participated in something like this. That is, taking a child's clothes off.
Could you please reword the point, what you're trying to question right now? Because could you please reword it?
This, would you agree this was the only time in your career that you had participated in something like this? I mean, taking clothes off a child in order to photograph them.
Like me, myself, taking the clothes off of the child?
Yes.
No.
Okay. Well, let me ask you if you gave this answer to this question. Beginning page 28, line 19, strike it. Isn't it true that this was the only time in your career that you had participated in something like this? And when I say, hang on, when I say something like this, I mean taking the clothes off of a child in order to take photographs of them. Answer, I can't really recall any other times. Do you recall giving that answer to that question?
Yes.
Would you like to see it to confirm, or?
No. That's
And nobody from risk management called you about this, correct?
called me about what?
Taking the photographs?
That I was when I was initially contacted about this. Yes, they did tell. They wanted me to confirm that those were my hands in the photograph.
Okay, but I mean at the time that it was done, had you been in contact with risk management?
No.
So your directives on what you were supposed to do came from Miss Beatty, is that right?
Correct.
All right. And during the course of this, you changed Maya's clothes, true?
Yes.
And in fact, up until this point, well, strike that. It actually came to you or whoever else was in there taking Maya's clothes off to the point where large parts of her skin was exposed. Everything but her training bra and her short shorts. True?
Could you please repeat what you just said? There was
Sure,
just a
yeah.
lot of words. I'm trying to just.
Well, absolutely. You had never, up until this point, you couldn't recall how it happened that Maya's clothes came off to the point where large parts of her skin were exposed, everything but her training bra and short shorts.
Yes.
So that did happen.
What happened?
Maya's clothes were taken off down to the point where she was only wearing short shorts and a training bra, right?
Yes.
And you only remember one set of photographs being taken.
Yes.
Now, who else was in this room besides you and Miss Beatty?
I only recall me and her being in a room.
All right. Well, let's take a look at some photographs because I could have sworn I heard you state on direct examination that those were not your hands. You have the photograph.
What's the number? Just tell us the number.
Well, it's 2604-006, but I'm looking for the one where the hand's pulling down. The council had it. Do you remember the number? You just had it up.
I know, I'm looking.
Thanks.
004.
004. Let me bring that up. Can you see? Let me know when you can see that.
Do you need that number? 2604. 004.
Okay, I see it.
Okay, no, I think, is that your hand there?
No.
What they hands right there for?
So who else was in the room, ma'am?
It's weird.
I only recall me and Kathy being in the room with Maya. I don't know whose hand that is.
Okay, but it's not yours, right?
No.
We said if we look at 2604-006, there's a wedding ring on the hand of that person.
Those are my hands.
Those are your hands?
Yes.
The other hand we just saw going back to 004 did not have a wedding ring, I don't believe. Right hand there, true?
Correct.
Okay, so in the photograph, so it would appear then that you and Miss Beatty were not the only people in that room, true?
I did not say that. I'm saying that I only recall me and Kathy being in the room at the time.
Okay, there was only one set of photographs taken, right?
I did not say that. I know of a set of photographs that was taken.
Okay, but there was only one set of photographs taken, to the best of your knowledge.
Yes,
This
that is
session.
true. Yes, this session of photographs.
And in this session, Maya Kowalski was changed how many times?
I don't recall all of the details of the photos being taken, but I don't recall there being two different sets of photos taken with me being present.
I understand. So there's only one set of photos that we're aware of, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, in those photographs, in this session here, how many different sets of clothing did you put on and take off Maya?
I don't remember the details of the clothing, the taking them off and putting them on, but as a bedside nurse, I would have helped her.
Mm-hmm. So there was a different set of shorts on at some point, right? You recall those photographs?
I would have to see a picture. I don't see these two pictures.
Okay. All right. And then we've got the pink shorts here, right? And then you testified you assisted with dressing her with a dress, was it, for court?
A dress or skirt to go to court, yes.
No skinny jeans, right?
No, I'm sorry, what was that?
Sorry. So that would be taking her out of the pink shorts and white training bra to put on the blue shorts and I guess that's another training bra or vice versa, right? That's one change.
Are you asking me a question?
Yes, ma'am. Is
Okay,
that one?
could you
I'm
repeat the
asking if you
question,
could
please?
agree with me that that is one change that happened while the photographs were being taken to get her from the blue with the kind of floral pattern bra to the white with the pink shorts.
I don't recall, as I stated earlier, I don't recall the details of the pictures being taken and the different clothes, but I don't recall putting two different sets of clothes on her. I only recall helping her put a dress on or a skirt to go to court.
Okay. Now, how, strike it, you don't recall actually putting up a blanket or a towel or anything to shield Maya in either of these changes, do you?
I don't recall any of the details of these pictures being taken, but I know that I take pride in my job as a nurse,
Yes,
in
ma'am.
my profession, and if my patient was exposed, I would try my best to protect her privacy.
I understand that. I'm just saying in this instance, you can't remember whether that happened or not.
I cannot recall it.
Now, Miss Beatty, she wasn't the social worker that was regular on your floor. What was it? Something North? 7 North?
Yes,
Okay. The social workers, are they usually assigned, or did you have a social worker assigned to your floor?
we did. There were different social workers. I
Okay.
don't,
But generally speaking, a social worker would be assigned to a floor for a period of time?
yes,
Okay. And when Maya was having her pictures taken, she was in distress, wasn't she?
I don't recall that.
She was crying, wasn't she?
I don't recall her crying.
She was protesting, don't do this, don't take my clothes off, wasn't she?
I don't remember that.
We bring up 006 again. No, 006. Do you see the bit of her mouth there?
Yes,
That doesn't look like she's smiling, does it?
it's hard to tell if I can't see her whole face.
Okay. And in fact, you were holding her hands there to comfort her and support her. True?
It appears that she is holding my hands and I'm holding her hands back. And yes, as a nurse, I'm there to support my patient
And comfort her.
and comfort.
Now, why would a 10-year-old girl need comforting and support if all that was going on there was just taking her photographs?
I don't understand what you're asking me right now.
I believe they're making this case bigger than what it is.
Were you there when Maya was readmitted after court?
No,
That would have been on at 8/18, I think on a 24-hour clock on January 6th.
I don't remember that. I don't remember her coming back. No.
Okay. Can we bring up 1002-0249? I hope. Does this indicate that you were there on that day, the 6th, up to what? 6 o'clock at night?
Well, it looks like I tried it not done, task duplication.
Okay. Maya came back before 6 o'clock at night, did she not?
I can't say yes to that. I can agree to that just by this record
Sure.
because it says it's not done, task duplication.
Okay, y'all. Thank you for watching. For those who watching, let me give you I know every segment that I do in each, the different trial. I just want to remind y'all of what's going on in the case. Okay, I just want you just remind y'all what's really, really going for the ones who just joining in, but the ones who've been here, they know what's going on, y'all. It's a 220 million lawsuit going on here, okay? That's what's going on. Before Maya mom taking her life, they took her from her. They took Maya from her, so she was just trying to claim that that's what took her out of here. But witnesses testify. Testimony continued today, and that's today. 200 million lawsuit against Johns Hopkins All Children Hospital that was featured in the Netflix documentary. Take Care of Maya. This was a real story. In 2019, at just 10-year-old, Maya Kowalski was admitted to Johns Hopkins All Children Hospital for several pains and was removed from the custody of her parents after staff accused them of medical, her mother, B-Star Kowalski, hung herself in her garage on January the 7th, 2016, after going months without seeing Maya due to the medical abuse allegation. According to the family attorney, that's what Greg Anderson said. So the trial is going to continue. Right now, they should be in like 24. So I'm going to stay on the trial, and I'm going to keep bringing in any information, different information on this case dealing with Maya. Okay, y'all like, share, and subscribe, and give me your reaction over here in the box. Don't forget.